Ho, ho, ho. There's no way you're going to... I'm telling you, you're not going to do it.
We will do it, Trev.
No,
Don't
you
worry.
won't. No, you won't.
It's
No,
the
you
magic
won't. No,
of
you won't.
Christmas.
Did you get the elf? I sent him in the post.
It did, but it was a little bit... I think it was broken because it was...
What do you mean broken? He was alive. What do you mean broken? That means dead. Broken means dead.
Well, he wasn't saying very much, put it that way.
You didn't use a kitchen knife to open, did you?
You shouldn't... Yeah, well, there's that. And you shouldn't do bubble wrap because you can't breathe through that stuff, Trev.
Oh, blimey, mate.
Okay.
By the way, we're on.
Are we on?
I've got a prezi for you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to... I was going to say the normal... What's that, Trev?
That's to keep you in time, mate.
Is this the new... Well... It's not going to work.
That's the new technology.
This is it. This is cutting edge stuff. Hello everyone and welcome to... Well, actually it's not like the normal stuff, is it? This is not television, is it? Not really. This is...
Well, no, we've got to admit that we're taping quite a few.
We're going to do quite a few of these. Of course, they're all live. So as you can see, this is... it's December the 1st here at the Santa Studio.
Hello, Tim.
Beer Sweden. Welcome everyone, this is it. It's that time of the year again, Trev, isn't it? I know you've been looking forward to it. Don't be grumpy, you've been looking forward to it. It's the Advent Beer Calendar 2011. What we're going to do, a bit like last year, if you haven't seen what we did last year, have a look. I think actually, to be honest with you, Trev, the studio looks a little bit better this year. What do you think?
It'll be a bit tad greener.
Have you seen this? I've spent quite a lot of money here actually. No expense spared.
It looks very strokeable.
I'm now a gold card holder at Yusk. Anyway, what we are doing this year, very similar to last year, we're going to be revealing, as it were, a new beer every day, Trev, from now, 1st of December, until the 25th of December, when it's the real Christmas day.
Yes.
Of course. We're going to be doing the 24th of December, which is the Swedish Christmas day, but as we all know, the real Christmas day, Trev, is day after, isn't it?
As quoted in the Bible.
So we're going to be doing 25 Christmas beers. Now, we're all very happy at the moment and enthusiastic and lively. Come back in about 10 days' time when we've had about,
See how much fun this is, then.
See how much fun it is. But anyway, we're kicking off all bright and sparkly, aren't we, Trev?
Yes.
We've got, who is that?
Scarlett, I think.
Scarlett, like Scarlett Johansson. Scarlett.
I wish.
A particular favour here at Beer.
She was sitting at your desk, mate. Wouldn't you be pleased?
We've lit the... How are we doing, Trev? How much longer have I got?
About 3 minutes.
Okay, it's been a very quick beer tasting. We've lit the candle, of course, because Advent actually fell fairly early on this year, so that was last Sunday. So the candle's lit, and of course, according to Swedish tradition, we're going to be lighting a candle every Sunday up until the big day itself. Is that Swedish tradition?
How can it fall early?
I don't know. Look, listen, Lotta...
My birthday's always on the same day.
Your Lotta
never falls early.
On November the 20th, so she sort of kicked...
Wait, don't go mentioning Lotta. We talk about Jan here.
Well, yeah, of course Jan there. Of course, yes, Jan is doing his thing too. So
he's doing very well, isn't he?
He's doing very well. He's doing very well. Anyway, look, we digress. So what we're going to do, we're going to be doing a Christmas beer, as I say, every day up until the big day. The first one we're going to start with is this one. Oh, and before we actually, do you want to do a little zoomy zoom, Trev? I think you're going to have to, because this packaging, this label is a bit sort of blingy, isn't it? Don't you think? It's a bit Essex. I can't really actually make out the word very easily on that. I think actually it's kind of cool, but it really
Bejazzled.
It doesn't quite work on the shelf for me. But anyway, what's inside the bottle obviously is more important. But what we're going to be doing, as we did last year, is we're going to be rating each beer on the very scientific hose system. Trev, do you remember it?
Yeah, it's either something to do with Las Vegas or gardening. I can't remember.
No, it was neither of those. Basically, what happens is this: if the beer's awful, terrible, we can't drink it, pour it away, it gets a humbug.
Bah,
do you remember?
humbug.
I think we had 2 humbugs last year. If it's any better than that, it's going to get 2 hoes up until 5 hoes. If it's a 5-hoer, Trev.
We're still not agreed on that, are we? Because I can't say that with a straight face. Can you?
Basically, just go out there and just spend time with it. Okay, that's a 5-hoer. So that's the system. I do hear actually on the grapevine that the Stockholm Beer and Whiskey Festival is thinking of introducing the hose system next year's show. That is not, however, confirmed, Trev. Just so you know. All right, should we crack into the first beer? This is Snowblind Strong Ale. It is 7.5%. I'm going to throw up there. Oh, it's so festive, Trev. I'm going to throw up the stats of this, Trev. Let's see what happens this year. It is another year. Is the magic of Christmas still with us?
Well, there you go.
It is. Fantastic. Okay. Oh, Trev. What's that?
If that's where it's... But did we have that last year?
No, we didn't. I'm not quite sure.
Did we
about
ever actually find where those
I'll put
bells
that
come
down
from?
there. No, we did. Actually, it turns out they were jingle bells.
Oh, right.
Anyway, Is that it?
Yeah, right.
Anyway, thanks very much, everyone, and looking forward to tomorrow.
Cheers and
That's
beers.
not going to work, is it, Trev? Cheers and beers. Anyway, it's an American strong ale in style. It uses a technique called hop bursting, actually, Trev. Quite interesting. What that means is that actually he's adding an awful lot of hops, and there are an awful lot of hops in this. I think there's 8, 9 different sort of varieties.
Blimey, is that doable?
Yeah, there's some American stuff in there. There's some I think there's some Saz as well. So there's an awful lot of hop stuff going on, and basically what they do is they add the hops quite late in the boil, normally about 30 minutes to the end, see, and they continuously add them. And what you're doing there is you're getting a lot of the sort of aromas, but not as much of the bitterness. So you're hopefully going to get a very hop forward type of beer here.
But what's the brewery?
Well, I can actually tell you now the brewery itself, of course, is actually not a brewery in essence. The man behind this beer is Mr. Mohawk himself, guy that we all know.
Oh, right, okay.
Stefan Gustavsson, flying brewer, and he's actually put together this recipe and obviously put it out under the Mohawk brand. I'm looking here, very difficult to read this label. We've got Amarillo, Cascade, Centennial, Columbus, Simcoe, Saz. So all of those on top of a Pilsner Crystal and pale chocolate malt base. So there's an awful lot going on here. Whether it's very Christmassy, I'm not sure. Perhaps if you're like having Christmas in San Diego or something like that, it would be Christmassy.
Did he brew it himself, or did he brew it with his mate Matthias?
No, yeah, he brewed, and I think it was actually brewed in Slottskällans. It was brewed in.
Oh, really? So he changed it, he swapped it?
Yeah, no, he swaps around. So this is where this particular beer was brewed. So pretty cool. Let's smell it first of all, and obviously, Trev, seeing as it is Christmas, give it a whirl.
You're well over time, you know.
I know, but we'll get better.
I'm running out of tape.
Okay. On terms of the nose, yes, hoppy, piney, not overly fresh tropical fruit, sort of juicy stuff that I was expecting with such a menage of hops as listed on the back of the label there. Quite malty, sort of burnt chocolate, caramel, sort of. That's coming through actually, surprisingly. Let's try it. Yes, I think it's a little bit, bitterness is coming through now. It's a very nicely rounded beer. It's not as shocking as I thought it would be in terms of the hop character. The malt is definitely making itself known as well, which actually I quite like, leaving a very balanced sort of beer. I think bitterness wise, yes, it's there, but it's not that strong. I think actually Stefan was talking about 65 IBUs, something like that, and that's pretty much where it's sitting. It's kind of quite kind in terms of bitterness. I can imagine this actually with that nice sort of caramel-y, sort of burnt almost caramel sort of notes to it. Glazed ham, anything like that on the Christmas table, that's going to go well with. So I think actually this is a pretty cool Christmas beer in terms of food. Other than that, actually, I don't really sort of get those Christmas associations with it. It's not one of those sort of spice bombs. In terms of score, Trev, first one out. Advent Beer Calendar 2000.
Be careful now, because you're
I've got to set the bar, haven't I? I've got to set the bar. I'm going to go, Trev, I'm going to go 3 hoes. 3 hoes. I think that's really where it sort of stands, somewhere in the middle there, somewhere in the middle. Okay, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed the first show. Obviously, tomorrow, won't have to explain all the hoe stuff, we're just going to slam into it. And then I promise you, Trev, we're going to keep each episode down to 3 minutes. Do you believe me? Oh, and another thing, as you can see, I've tried to grow my own beard. Did you see that? Because last year I ate a lot of that sort of beard.
Oh, right, yeah.
The beard, the Santa's beard. But if anyone does want to see the beard back, please just let us know, and we'll obviously try and find it, track it down, and I'll put it on. So until tomorrow, everyone, cheers and beers.
Ho, ho, ho.